Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to be colouring this little picture here. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in and we'll get started. Okay, so first of all I'm going to go in with parrot green and I'm going to make a star on the background. So I'm just going to use light pressure and go ahead and add this colour into the background where I want it to be. Then next, taking Jade Blue, I'm going to use light pressure again, and I'm just going to take this colour right up next to the parrot green, just using light pressure, and I'm going to add this colour into the background as well. So I'll take it a little bit further out around the green. Then taking Peacock Blue, I'm going to use light pressure again, and I'm going to use this colour to fill in the rest of the sky and take it right up next to the last blue colour that we just did. And then going back to parrot green, I'm going to go ahead and start to darken up our green sections. So I'm just going to use normal pressure for this, and I'm going to take it slightly over the jade blue as well. And I'll do the same for all of these green sections. Then going back in with Jade Blue, I'm going to start to darken up this colour as well. So I'm going to use normal pressure where it's just the Jade Blue, and also where it goes into the darker blue, I'm going to use normal pressure. The only place that I'm going to lift the pressure off is when you go over the green, just so that it doesn't overpower our green. So I'll go ahead and do this everywhere that I added this Jade Blue colour. And then going back in with parrot green, I'm just going to use normal pressure and just take it over the blend just to make sure that everything's blended together nicely. And again, I'll do this for all of our sections. And then taking Peacock Blue, I'm going to go ahead and use normal pressure to start filling in this background. So where it's just Peacock Blue, I'll use normal pressure, and then where it goes into the Jade Blue, I'll just slightly lift off the pressure, just so that we don't overpower the Jade Blue. Okay, and here I realised that I missed a little bit of the jade blue out, so I'm just going to pop back in with jade blue and just use normal pressure to fill in this little section here. And then back in with peacock blue, and I'm going to carry on using normal pressure to fill in the background. Then going back in with jade blue, I'm just going to use normal pressure and go over our blend lines. Next, going in with Copenhagen blue, I'm going to make a star on the sea itself. So I'm going to use light pressure and add this colour in, mainly to like the sides and the bottom of the picture. And then going back in with peacock blue, I'm going to use light pressure again, and I'm going to add some of this colour in, mainly around this sort of line that Johanna's already drawn in, and go ahead and add this colour in. I thought this would be nice to sort of match the sea to the sky. And then going back in with Copenhagen blue, I'm going to use light pressure and fill in this bottom section of the sea. Then taking jade blue, I'm going to use light pressure again and add some of this colour to the top edge of our sea. And then taking parrot green, I'm going to use normal pressure and fill in this very top section. And then back in with jade blue, I'm going to use normal pressure again and fill in our jade blue section. I will lift the pressure off slightly when I go over the parrot green. And then jumping back to parrot green, I'm just going to use normal pressure and go over our blend. So going back in with Peacock Blue, I'm going to darken up our Peacock Blue section. So I'm going to use normal pressure where it's just the Peacock Blue. And then when I go over the Jade Green, I'm going to lift the pressure off slightly just so that it blends out a little bit nicer. And then going back to Copenhagen Blue, I'm going to use normal pressure and fill in the rest of the sea. And then back in with Peacock Blue, I'm just going to go over our blend line using normal pressure again. So next, taking Chromium Yellow Deep, I'm going to go ahead and use normal pressure to fill in the windows. And then taking Yellowed Orange, I'm going to make a start on adding some shadow to these windows. So I think I'm going to start by darkening up the bottom section of the window, just using normal pressure, and then just lift off the pressure as you get to about halfway. And I'm going to do the same for all of these windows. And then taking Cream, I'm going to go ahead and use this to blend our two colours together. So just normal pressure and go over all of the windows. And then I'm just going to use light pressure but add this cream colour around each of the windows just so it looks like the light's shining out onto the brickwork. And for these windows here, I'm going to bring the light downwards so that it looks like the light's shining down onto our mountains. Then taking light aqua, I'm going to go ahead and do a base coat on some of these sections of the house. So I'm just going to use light pressure and add this colour in, and I'm going to take it over where we just did our sort of light shadow as well with the cream colour. And now I'm going to use a bit more pressure just to add some shadows in. So I'm going to add more pressure just here under the roof and then lift off as you come down. And we'll also do the same here, darken this up and then lift off as you come up. For this, I'm going to darken up either edge and then lift off the pressure in the middle. And for this piece, we'll do the top and the bottom with normal pressure and then lift off as you come towards the middle. And for this one, we'll darken up both edges and leave some lighter pressure in the middle. And then again, just underneath the roof and lift off as you come away. Then using our white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and use normal pressure and blend this all out properly. Then going back in with light aqua, I'm going to do a base coat on this little part of this house here because I think this would look nice matching. So again, I'm just going to use light pressure to fill it in. And we'll do this one the same as well. And then I'm just going to use a bit more pressure to darken up under the roof. And again, just lift off the pressure as you come down. And the same for this one. And then back in with our white pencil to blend it all out. Then going in with Parma Violet, I'm going to use light pressure and do a base coat on this castle looking part. And I'm going to do this one as well with the bricks. And then using a bit more pressure, I'm going to darken up this edge here where it joins to the house and then lift off as you come over. And we'll add some shadow to this bottom line here, and again just lift off the pressure as you come up. We'll add a little bit up here, and then again just lift off the pressure to blend that out. And then just light pressure to add a bit more colour. And then I'm going to go back in with the white pencil and use normal pressure to blend this together so that we can see how it's looking. Okay, and I'm liking that, so I'm going to go back in with Parma Violet and add some more pressure along this edge here just to darken this up. And then again, I'm going to lift off in the middle. And then back in with our white pencil, I'm going to use normal pressure and blend that out. Okay, and for this one, I'm going to use Parma Violet and normal pressure and add some shadow under the roof and along this edge where it joins to the blue house. And then I'm going to lift the pressure off to blend that out. And going back in with our white pencil using normal pressure, I'm going to blend this all out nicely. Then taking lilac, I'm going to make a start on the roofs. So I'm going to go ahead and do a light base coat on these. And then going in with ultramarine violet, we're going to add some shadow to these. So I think I'm going to start by darkening up the left hand side here, just using normal pressure. And then I'm going to lift off the pressure as I come across the roof. And I'll do the same for this one. And for the top one, we'll go ahead and do the same again. So I'll darken up the left hand side and then lift the pressure off as you come across. And I'm just going to use some more light pressure and just bring this colour a little bit further out. Then going back in with lilac, I'm going to use normal pressure and go over our blend. And then going back in with the white pencil using normal pressure, I'm just going to go ahead and go over this very edge piece to make sure it's as light as it can be. And then going in with True Blue, we are going to make a start on the other roofs that we've got left. So I'm going to use light pressure and do a base coat on both. And then taking Cerulean Blue, I'm going to start to add some shadow to this. So I'm going to darken up the left hand side using normal pressure. And then I'll lift off the pressure as you come across towards the middle. And we'll do the same for this one. And then taking True Blue, I'm going to go over where we left the lighter pressure and just fill in most of this roof using this colour and normal pressure. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this one in completely because it's quite small. And then I'm going to swap back to the white pencil and just go over the very edge of this bigger roof using normal pressure. And then going back in with light aqua, I'm going to go ahead and do this little chimney here. So I'm going to use more pressure down the bottom and then lift off the pressure as you come up. And then again, I'm going to swap back to the white pencil and use normal pressure and blend this together. Then swap into turquoise grey. I'm going to go ahead and make a start on this smoke. So this section here, I'm just going to use normal pressure and fill in completely. And then up here, I'll add some normal pressure and to the bottom section as well. And then I'll fill in this piece using normal pressure. And then here, I'm just going to lift the pressure off so we can blend it easier. And then I'm going to go in with 20% cool grey and I'm just going to use normal pressure and fill in the rest of this and take it over the blend as well. Then taking goldenrod, I'm going to do a light base coat on this little door that we've got at the bottom here. So just light pressure, fill this in. And then I'm going to swap over to sienna brown and I'm just going to add some shade to this. So I'm going to use normal pressure at the bottom and then lift off as you come up towards the top of the door. And then back in with goldenrod and normal pressure, fill this in properly. Then going back in with 20% cool grey, I'm going to make a start on these mountains here. So first off, I'm just going to use light pressure and do a base coat on these. And then I'm going to go in with turquoise grey and I'm just going to start to add some different colours to these mountains. So I'm going to run this along the edge where it meets the sea and would be a little bit darker. And I'm just going to take it up slightly around these little rocks here too. We'll add some to the bottom here where it joins to the water. And a little bit here just for a bit of a shadow. And then I'm just going to lift the pressure off to blend that out. And then going back in with 20% cool grey, I'm going to use normal pressure and take it over where we just left the lighter pressure of the darker colour. And then switching to lighter pressure, I'm just going to add some more colour to the rest of these mountains. And then going back in with cream, I'm just going to use normal pressure and just go over this little cream section. And then taking olive green, I'm going to make a start on these bushes here. So I'm just going to use light pressure and do a base coat on here. And I think we'll do some of the trees as well. So I'll use light pressure and fill in one on each side, I think. We'll do this one over here. Then taking dark green, I'm going to add some shadow to these. So I'm going to start with the bush down here and I'm just going to use normal pressure along this edge here. And then I'll lift the pressure off as the colour comes up. For this tree here, I'm going to darken up all the bottom just using normal pressure. And I'm going to take it along this edge here where it would be behind this tree. And then again, I'm just going to lift the pressure off to blend that out. For this one will just add a little bit of darker pressure at the bottom and lift off as you come towards the middle. And then going back in with olive green, I'm going to use normal pressure and fill these in properly. And then using sienna brown, I'm just going to use normal pressure and fill in these tree trunks. Then taking grass green, I'm going to do a base coat on the 2 trees that we've got left. And then back in with dark green, I'm going to add some shadow to the bottom of this tree here, just using normal pressure. And then I'm going to lift off the pressure straight away so that it's lighter. And here we'll add some to this side and to the bottom edge, and again just lift off the pressure to blend that out. And then back in with grass green, I'm going to use normal pressure and fill these in properly. And then going in with cadet blue, I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to each of these little rocks down here, just using normal pressure and leaving a little bit of white in each rock. And then going in with a white gel pen, I'm going to make a start on adding some highlights. First of all, I want to go around these black lines up here where the smoke is. So I'm just going to go over these with the gel pen. And then I'm just going to add some little highlights to the windows. And a few to the lightest parts that we left on the roofs. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over the water line just to make sure that you can tell there is a separation between the water and the sky. And I'm just going to add a little bit of white gel pen over some of these little lines in the water. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some stars into the sky. So I'm just going to randomly place some bigger white dots into the sky. And then what I'm going to do is add some little sort of dots around it just to make it look like little clusters of stars in the sky. Okay guys, so that's how this little picture came out. So I'll just zoom out so that you guys can take a look at the whole page now. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this colour along. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.